What's the worst episode that you've done where you look back and this person's in the worst financial position? Because there's been a few where you've said this is the worst finances I've ever seen as a title.
Yeah.
But what is actually the worst?
It's someone that I haven't had an update from, and I'm really sad about that. When I was first doing the show and not a single episode was released, we recorded 4 episodes, and I put out a call in Austin for anyone to come on the show. I'd give them like $50, which is like all I had at the time. There was someone with $250,000 in private student loan debts at variable high interest rates. I can't imagine what those interest rates are like now because they were at 10% then. They started at like $150. In only a few years, They went to $250,000. They're going to be $1 million before she knows it, and she really doesn't utilize. It's for social work. So
who gives these loans?
That's
surprising to me that someone saw that and checks the box. Say, yeah, we're going to give you the money on that.
I know, right? Personal responsibility is very important. I will say in this situation, she certainly got fucked by her dad. Her dad, she shouldn't have done it, but as an impressionable teenager getting out of high school, her dad was like, sign the loan. I'll pay for it. Her dad's ghosted her essentially, and this has been a complete tear in the relationship. So they haven't, seen each other or
talked. Did he ghost because of the loan?
I don't remember exactly. There's too many conversations.
That would be gnarly if he just couldn't make the payments. And that's an awkward conversation to have with your daughter.
She wanted to go to an in-state school in California that was public and save a lot of money. He was like, go to Baylor. That's where I want you to go. Borrow as much as it take. I will pay. Baylor's a out-of-state private institution. So she did get fucked in it. But because of that, and with a degree that doesn't make as much money, that has to be one of the more daunting situations I've ever seen. And you can see in her finances that she's given up.
What would you recommend for somebody like her? What would she do?
What did I recommend?
You can't discharge student loans in bankruptcy. That's why they're so terrible, because they allow an 18-year-old kid to take on hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, regardless of what they want to study, and there's no recourse. You can't discharge that in bankruptcy because you're getting an education. The education stays with you. So you just get screwed. Yeah. There's no way around it. It's terrible. And the fact that people sign off on that when they could buy a house with it.
I did.
And at least they could claim the house back. But no, that's why there's student loans. There's no recourse on that.
Another conversation that needs to happen, as a guy who has lots of music friends, I studied in school music. I loved my school music. They excelled at quite a few things like jazz and music therapy and stuff like that. I loved the experience. Not every single college in the United States needs to offer a music degree or an arts degree. These are industries that the small minority make it, right? And that's okay. And I think anyone should pursue it with that expectation of knowing it's going to be hard, and they can totally do that. But when a college of 10,000 people in the middle of Iowa or whatever is offering these degrees that have training that are lackluster compared to other institutions and are setting their students up for failure, it's irresponsible that institution to even offer that degree in the first place. But I get it, because the college wants the money. You got the professors, they're on payroll, they're getting tenure. You got the college, you got all the executives.
Administrators.
Yeah, administrators that take up a massive percentage of payroll for colleges. So I think it's irresponsible for that every single institution in the United States, regardless of them, and we have 1 billion of them, needs to offer every degree, even if that education for that degree at that institution is not going to be as good as it could be somewhere else.
How do we get that girl back on the podcast?
I don't think she wants to. Again, she wasn't from the audience. I cut out a lot of things that she wanted me to cut out, including even after the fact.
Can you gift her something towards the student loans in exchange for coming on?
I think I even gave her a big chunk of money after the fact, because I was like, hey, you were one of the first people on the episode. I know you weren't thrilled with the experience, which, by the way, we sent out a survey to all the past guests this year, and we got an average 4 out of 5 in terms of the experience. The only thing that people don't like is that we rush a lot, they feel. But either way, she's one of the first guests. Yeah. And because she didn't even know what the show was, I didn't even know what the show was. Yeah. I think she was just, this went in front of more people than I was expecting, than any of us expected. So I don't think she wants to be in front of that same amount of audience again. Fair.
Rough situation, though.
Yeah. I feel so bad for her, and I would... No, I'd love to help in any way whatsoever. Yeah. Hopefully the budget I gave her, I know in those situations, some people, I will also say, just for context, because I've read it a few places that I was nicer in those earlier episodes in her situation, stuff like that, and that I'm not me or anything like that when I get like intense and stuff like that. No, I'm like actually allowing my personality to come through now. When I was first getting started, I had no idea what a YouTube video took. I was trying to level back, don't want to put off things, especially while I have another job. I don't want to come across as rude. So I was just, a lot more things were just tame and just chill, including her episode. But now I'm literally just me. I just try to be the most open, honest person I can be at all times. But
now people know what to expect.
Yeah.
And so if they're signing up, though, they know that you're probably going to yell at them.
Yeah. And, it also depends on the people's situation. Yeah. We had a dude, unfortunately, experiencing homelessness on recently. I don't think the voice was raised once in that episode. And I gifted him what he needed to his first 2 months of rent. I gifted him a refrigerator for his current situation so he didn't have to eat out all the time. And I gifted him, someone from the audience gifted him a drone. A drone, because he was making good money working for drone companies, but his drone broke down and then he went homeless. And then also I offered to pay for his first 4 therapy sessions because he has some really critical depression. So I love being in the position to be able to help with that. So it depends on the episode. But yes, there are lots of people like the model that you were talking about who she wasn't receptive to anything. So naturally, as me just being me, I'm just very invested in it, and I hate when I care more about their situation than they do. But I also get equally as excited when they pay off their debt. Like, dude, I get so fucking hype. Nice. Like, you have no idea. When people are making progress, dude, that emotion you see when I'm angry is equal on the other side of me being excited for them. Because the channel's only been around for a year and a half and debt takes a long time to pay off, we've seen less of that excitement. We will, though. You
got to do like the Dave Ramsey debt-free scream. Yeah. But like your version of that when they pay off like student loans or something like that. When they do a 6-month emergency fund, let's say, have them come back and like take a photo or something like that.
We tell them to keep us updated all along the way.
You know what you need? Awards, little trophies. Oh yeah, that would seriously. Be good. And if you're on the show and they hit certain milestones, let's just say paying off their student loans, 6-month emergency, you send them a little trophy, of some sort. And
I like that.
I think that would be a nice.
They make it further, the trophies get like a little bit bigger.
Yeah, they hit $1 million net worth, they get a big trophy of your face.
That's sweet.
No, that's actually really cool. No, that's good. That's good. We get updates all the time from people, and people are doing well. But again, a lot of these debt situations, if you watch the videos, they're like multi-year payoffs, so we won't see the end solution for a while.
So this guy that was homeless for a little bit, have you had any updates with him after giving him the money and the refrigerator and the drone?
Hasn't updated us in a few weeks, so we leave it up to them to reach out to us when they need help and when they want. But we tell them to you're not going to ignore it. You're not going to annoy us. Reach out to us as much as you can. Pester us for questions. Let us help. Everything like that. But we also don't want to pester them and everything like, how are you doing? How are you doing? Are you bad this week? Are you bad this week? So I know he had a lot of clinical stuff, so I definitely don't want to pester him, but I very much want to hear from him. I haven't paid for the therapy sessions yet because he hasn't done them. I'm offered to pay for them, but he needs to sign up to do it.
You can only do so much, I feel.
And same for the rent. Like, I want him to rent or put down a security deposit, whatever it was. Like, I was going to cover 2 months rent, I think, or a security deposit plus 1 month rent. He has to go take the action to get the place, though. And I'm fully willing and excited to do it when he does it.
A really scary truth is just how vulnerable your digital life is, and most people have no idea until it's too late, and then they're stuck spending several hours trying to solve a problem that they did not create. So don't be like my roommate Kevin, because I kid you not, his identity got stolen 2 years ago, and guess who's still paying for it? Me. Because the one thing he still can't recover is his Venmo.
See, the trouble with identity theft and fraud is that it doesn't happen all at once. And by the time you notice, usually the damage is done.
And that's exactly where our sponsor, OmniWatch, comes in. It catches problems early by keeping an eye on your identity, credit, financial accounts, and online activity altogether. And the best part is that setting it up only takes a few minutes, and then from there, it works quietly in the background all day, every day.
OmniWatch monitors your credit activity, data breaches, and the dark web using AI-powered detection tools that are able to spot suspicious activity in real time. If it finds something unusual, you get an alert that tells you exactly what happened and the next steps to take.
You can lock your credit, secure all of your accounts, and fight fraud with just one click. If identity theft does occur, OmniWatch connects you with US-based specialists to restore your identity and handle the damage with up to $2 million in identity theft insurance.
So head on over to omniwatch.com/iced to get 50% off of your first month and see for yourself if your information's actually secure.
Seriously, guys, the peace of mind is worth it. Protect your credit, identity, and online data today. Again, that is 50% off your first month at omniwatch.com/iced.